Mackey Motors in Lake City is the place to find new and certified used vehicles, along with a knowledgeable and helpful sales staff. Find new roads at Mackey Motors in Lake City.
South Central Calhoun Girls 4x800 relay team joining us here tonight. We're at the relays up in Sac City, the ESAC co-ed here today, just taking home a 4th place finish here just a little bit ago. Let's start off with Brielle Korleski, who opened things up for him here tonight. Brielle, take us through that first lap. How did you feel? Not a real warm night tonight, but not a bad night to run, I don't think.
Yeah, my first lap wasn't terrible. You know, I stayed pretty close with the girls up front. It wasn't too bad. The wind kind of got me on this last stretch here, but other than that, it was okay.
What were you looking for a goal tonight? How did you want to kind of pace yourself?
I was kind of looking to get 3 minutes because last night I was a little above that, both of my 800, so I was hoping to get around there today.
You mentioned running last night. How do you get yourself ready for as many meets as you girls have here in the next few days?
You know, I think it's a lot about not necessarily during the meets, but in between the recovery, making sure you get enough sleep, you know, drinking enough water, eating healthy, taking good care of yourself.
So first lap went okay. Take us through that second lap and then that last 200 especially.
The second lap was a little slower on my part. I started off a little too fast, I think, in the first lap, and then I was a little tired, especially, you know, running last night as well. My legs are a little tired, so I should have paced myself a little more. And then the last 200 is when the wind really got me. It wasn't my best race.
How'd you fight through the wind?
You know, just kind of head down, you know, trying to stride through it.
Happy with how you're running here and how the season's going early on?
Yeah, I think it's going pretty well so far.
All right, appreciate you joining us here tonight. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You bet. Let's move over now to Alayna Murley. And Alayna, good job out of you tonight running that second lap. How did things start off for you tonight?
Things started out pretty well. There's kind of some wind at the start, so that was hard to work through, but it's only pretty much in that one place, so once you get past it, you feel pretty good.
How did you adjust to that wind? How did you kind of change your running to be able to fight through it?
Like Brielle said, Mr. Knapp always tells us chin down and just try to stride through it.
What do you think is your strength as an 800 runner?
I've just been a long distance runner for as long as I can remember, so I'm not one to be a sprinter, so I know don't go out too fast.
How do you adjust when you're running an 8 compared to a mile or a 3,000?
It is hard because, I don't know, the 3,000, the 1,500, they're just so much longer, but with the 800, you just... I just kind of just do whatever feels right. There's people around me. I just try to follow what other people are doing.
Take us through that first lap. How did it feel? What was kind of the pace you thought you were on?
It was a little hard because we didn't really have anyone running around us, so I just tried to do my own thing, just keep a pace that I felt was pretty quick and would get the job done for me.
Second lap, did you feel pretty strong, especially at the beginning of it?
Not really. The wind was starting to take a toll on me and my legs were starting to hurt, so I definitely slowed down a bit on that lap.
Not a warm night tonight. Did you feel like you were stretched out and stuff? I mean, it's nice weather to run in, but it's hard weather sometimes to get loose in.
Yeah, it is really hard because especially we were sitting around for just the majority of the meet watching the specials and stuff. It takes a while to get the meet going, so you get pretty cold after you warm up, so we just had to try our best to warm up again. It'd
be better if your radio guy wasn't bothering you while you tried to warm up too, right? Take us through that last 200.
The last 200, I just always think, just do what you can to finish. It's just the end. You got to give it your all at the end.
Well, I tell you what, great job here tonight. Appreciate you joining us.
Thank you.
You bet. Let's move over now to Catie Collison, who ran that third leg here tonight. How did you feel at the start?
It took me a little bit to start getting a little bit looser. It was a little hard at first. The wind's pretty cold. The breeze was kind of in my face. But then when I got to like the 200 mark, I started to kick things in a little bit more. Felt a little bit looser. Started to feel a little bit better. Started to get a nice pace in.
You have a little time while the first two girls are running. What do you do to kind of get mentally ready for your turn and to stay loose and warm?
I just tell myself that as long as you try and keep good pace as the other two girls, you'll do pretty fine. Try to speed it up just a little bit. Try and catch the other girl in front of me.
Do you have a goal set on what you wanted to run tonight?
Yeah, I wanted to run at least 3 minutes or under, but it was a little cold tonight, so maybe hopefully next week or the week after.
You said you were pretty strong on that second 200 of the first lap. How did the second lap go for you?
It was a little bit better than the first. I started to get a little bit tired around the bend here, but I think my kick was pretty well. I started to really feel a lot loose, gave it all my all.
Now, you heard Alayna say that you were kind of running by your guys' self tonight. How do you mentally keep yourself focused on what you need to do?
I just try and keep pushing myself and try to go faster and faster each 100 meters or so.
Well, I tell you what, great job out of you tonight. Appreciate you joining us.
Thank you.
You bet. Let's move over to that anchor leg, Ashley Hanks. And Ash, how did you feel out here tonight?
It was a little chilly, but honestly, it's my only race, so I was just trying to do the best I could.
Different mentality for you with it being the only race for you?
I feel like I can push myself a little bit more, and more than I would if I had other races, especially at the end. I really just try to sprint as fast as I can.
Take us through the first lap. What was going to be the difference in your mind going into it between the first and second lap?
First lap, I had other girls by me at first, so I was really just trying to stick with them. And then second lap, I was more just by myself, so I was just trying to pace myself more.
Did you try to push yourself a little bit more that second lap, or was it just kind of getting into a groove and running?
I kind of just had to get into a groove for the first 200, and then the second 200, I just tried to sprint since I was almost done, and I just wanted it to be over because I was cold.
Yeah, I was going to say, did you get warmed up during this run?
At the beginning, I always have like the beginning jitters, so I didn't really notice it, but second lap, I could definitely notice the cold.
What's the goals for you this season?
I have a record of like 2 minutes and like 50 seconds my freshman year, and I'm really just trying to get around there again.
How close are you right now?
Oh, I'm still like in the 3 minutes at this point.
Well, I tell you what, I appreciate you joining us here today. Enjoy the rest of your night. Best luck
You
next
too.
week.
Thank you.